Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pulse here with the PeakBot team and Mark from Harvested Financial. Gentlemen, how we doing this morning?
Fantastic.
Doing great. I love that new intro. It's my first time seeing that.
It's my first time saying it right also, which is
referring to his face next to ours.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. We're going to get you a color one in there. Ben, your audio seems really low for me. I'm not sure if that's the case. For you, Mark, if you can hear him well or not.
I have a deep voice or just volume?
No, volume's not really there for me as to what I'm used to. We do this a lot. But anyway, as we're getting into it, a lot of things we're going to cover here on today's show. Of course, we're going to be taking a quick look at PeakBot picks. Ben, Thomas, myself all had selections that expired on Friday. We're going to take a look at how those went. We have a new arrangement as far as scoring goes on this PeakBot picks competition. We'll talk about how that's going to work. We're going to do stocks in real life. Today, we are talking about Amazon. A lot to talk about there, both as a stock, as an investment, as a consumer staple for us all. So a lot to discuss there. And I'm sure a number of other things. We take a look at a couple of our portfolios. I put a video out last week with some updates before and after the election. Hope everybody's trading has been, even keel for the most part, if not in the right direction. So I'm going to shut up. Ben, was there anything I missed from the agenda or Mark?
No, I think at some point during this show, we'll talk about a new segment that we're going to add next week. And if anybody is tuned in live and wants to give some feedback, we'd be more than happy to accept that feedback. But we do want to add a new segment into this show starting next week.
Excellent. Awesome. So with that, I think we should just knock out the PeakBot picks. Let's either deem a winner or find out who's going to be rocks, paper, scissors on Friday and talk about this new scoring. So we'll get into that. And of course, if there's any color commentary along the way on any of these picks, let's discuss it. So I'm going to bring up my screen here. These were stocks that were selected on 11/1, expiring 11/8. By the way, happy Veterans Day.
Yeah, that's true. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the vets that have sacrificed for our freedom.
Yes. Thank you to all. Banks are closed. Markets are open. So keep that in mind. Can we see my screen here, guys?
We could flip it up real quick.
You can flip it up there. All right. So just as a visual here, and we'll go to Ben in the charts, but I was 2 bullish, 1 bear. Ben was the same. Thomas went 3 bears on retail or consumer pack. He said that, and then he kind of switched up a little bit. But anyway, so these are the picks. Ben, I will go to you. We'll read through these quickly, and we will see what we got. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So the first one I have up top, trusty Google, not Google, Goog. Premium earned $53. I was bullish on it with a put spread, trying to stay above 167.5.
There you go.
Love that. Big spike. I think we saw, by the way, these were selections made through the election, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, volatility, it was anyone's guess as to what was going to happen. But obviously Google, not even close, not even sniffing the strike price. So there's a good one there. My next one, XLF. I don't trade this one often. I don't know if I pick it often, but it's definitely on the watch list. Bullish on it, $17 in premium earned, trying to stay above 45.5. Nice.
We did.
Nice.
Ooh,
Ben, do you trade XLF in your accounts?
Every so often. I mean, last week, I think with the election coming up was risky, but of course, once we learned that Trump had won, then this ticker obviously is going to do well.
Yep. My third one, which was really close, I took this actual trade and lost it because my strike was 50 cents different than when I selected it. But ticker LQD, I was bearish on it, call spread. When I was looking at this chart, I saw a strong resistance tried 3 times at 110, which is the strike. Stayed below. So I lost my actual trade at 109.50. Although the premium earned on it, I don't know if I actually ended up really being much of a loser. But for the picks, I'm good. I'm out of the money. So I went 3 for 3.
Well done.
Very happy about that. And let's mention quickly now, new scoring format. Ben and I, and maybe Thomas, we were looking at the leaderboard, and we're like, this makes us look bad. Like, we're 2 and 4, we're 1 and 5. It makes it look like we're not picking stocks. We're competing against each other. Our total tally picks, we're almost always going 2 for 3, 3 for 3. So we're going to do a total tally of picks. Now we're going to reset the leaderboard again, which we do once a month at least. And right now, new leaderboard, every pick. I'm 3 for 3. I love that we're starting that this week. Let's get into Ben's picks and see what we got. Ticker CLSK, bearish, $47 in premium, under 12.5. CLSK. Nice. No, not nice. Not nice. You were bearish on this.
I was bearish on it. Yeah.
Not good. Not good.
No bueno.
GameStop, GME, 16 in premium, 21. You're trying to stay above, bullish.
Good old GameStop.
Look at that. I mean, that's
stocks only go up.
That chart, man.
Right, Mark. That's some of the financial advice that you'll give to your clients is stop.
That's not even funny. And he cut out. Oh, man. All right, so GameStop, always an interesting one. And then Ben grabs Walmart out of my hands, trying to stay above $80, which how could it lose? I don't even know, but how could it lose? Ben, your audio's out. Nope.
Oh, yeah,
can't hear you. Oh, man. Well, we're going to keep forging ahead. Yes. Okay. Ben goes 2 for 3, and we're going to fly through Thomas here. Pepsi, ticker PEP, bearish, under 170. Yes, he did.
He's in.
J&J, bearish, under 165. Yes, he did.
That he did.
And Uber, under 77, bearish, call spread. Thomas goes 3 for 3. Okay.
Thomas goes 3 for 3 at 3 bearish calls on a very bullish week.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Those are 3 needle threading picks right there, given the market action.
Yeah.
You should have saw him going into the picks too, Mark. He was so confident. He does this lately. We give everybody 5 minutes to make 3 stock picks, and he laughs at the clock. He's just like, all right, here's my 3 picks. I'm doing this, not looking at the charts. Go.
I think he picks before he hops on the show.
He does. He's a cheater, but it's fine.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? That's a great
point. I don't. For entertainment purposes. Yeah.
The only thing I'll admit that I've done is I'll do a quick SPY analysis, maybe a little early backstage before the show, before our picks, but I'm not going and looking at individual charts. All right. Well, these will be posted on social Friday. Thomas and I guess we're not rocking it out anymore. We're continuous.
No, I think we should still keep track of the wins and losses,
but show the actual
win rate. We could show how many wins one person has, but yeah, we need to show the win rate. And theoretically, we should all be winning about 70% of the time.
Yeah, and I think we are,
based on where we set our deltas for this strategy.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll retroactively go back. Hi, Selena. Maybe we'll retroactively go back and look at those picks, which we can do, or maybe we'll start fresh. Depends, whatever. Okay, great. So, stocks in real life.
Do you know what Amazon's slogan is?
It's not what can Brown do for you.
No, it's not that.
No, I don't know. Save money, live better. Who's that? What's that? Walmart? I don't know. We did not review SPX yet.
This is a tough question. Must mean it's not that great of a slogan.
Yeah, you're right. What is it?
It is work hard, have fun, make history.
Never heard of it once.
I'll always email the production team here at Tradier to change the show title, and that's the show. I'll just change the show title to whatever the company's slogan is each week. So work hard, have fun, make money. I've never heard that before from Amazon.
It's not a good one. There's so many good slogans out there. You'd think that one of the most powerful companies would have a better slogan than that. And I bet they will soon. They're on it. They're listening.
They're hearing our feedback.
What's that?
They're hearing our feedback, I'm sure.
They're listening. So let's talk about Amazon. I have been trading this. I love it as a wheel stock personally. However, my portfolios, there's a lot of cash I'm setting aside for a wheel trade. I've been trading Amazon on trend spread every so often, on and off, because for such a big stock, such a quality, expensive stock, the ranges on it, the spreads aren't all that wide, right, Ben? I mean, when I see it, I think it's on there $5 spread, $6 spread. We could take a look now and see what it is, but obviously, consumer. Mark and I we were talking about this backstage. As a consumer, I almost always have multiple things in my Amazon cart just waiting, and it seems like there's packages arriving multiple times a week. It's a staple. I'm going to shut up. I would love to hear, Mark, your feedback and your thoughts on this stock as a consumer and as a trader and investor.
I'll take the latter first because as a consumer, it's basically every day Amazon's at my door, if not twice a day. Yeah. But one of the things that I just thought about as you were talking about the width here is that one of the things that makes Amazon a little tougher to trade is that for a low vol product that's like a $200 stock, in the weeklies you get $2.50 strikes, but like much further out you're getting $5 wide strikes, and like there's not as much strike granularity in this as you might see in some of the lower dollar names or places where there are dollar strikes. Like, I wish there were more strikes in Amazon would be my like trading feedback on the stock, because 25 vol, like you want a little bit more precision in setting up your spreads in something like this.
No, definitely. It's like we get dollar strikes for the SPY. Why don't we get dollar strikes for Amazon? But I get
even
it.
NVIDIA, right? Like it's not quite the same dollar handle, but there are dollar strikes in there.
Right. Yeah, no, Amazon. I've also traded through Amazon. I've got mixed experience with Amazon. I haven't traded it consistently enough to be able to definitively say like I like trading. I was trading it on trend spread because Dillon, you're right, with the stock price at around $200. Granted, it hasn't been at $200, but it's still been 150 plus for quite a while. It's going to require a lot of capital in your account if you want to trade the wheel. If you want to trade Amazon on the wheel, right? You're going to need, if you're trading just one contract, you're going to need, this 208 times 100 in your account. Actually, sorry, it would be the strike price. It would be this 2025. So you need $20,000 roughly in your account to be able to trade it. Have you guys experienced same day shipping with Amazon yet?
Yeah.
It happened to us the other day. We bought my brother a birthday present on Amazon in the morning. It arrived in the afternoon, and my wife and I were kind of blown away. We were like, I don't think that's happened to us before. It was just there.
It is wild. Now that there's these, fulfillment centers everywhere, there's a lot. I think a couple of us pretty close to us here in North Jersey as well. I've had it seriously in 2 hours, something silly. Like, I don't know. I feel like I ordered like mouthwash or something and it was here in 90 minutes. And it's become a problem for me. Things that, I have a newborn and I don't get to the grocery store nearly as much as I need to. I have moved so much of my grocery store stuff to Amazon, like paper plates, paper towels, my Solo cups. I'm not going to ShopRite for that. It's coming from Amazon. I almost have it on a repeat order, which they could do, which is dangerous.
And you get a discount if you do that.
I know.
That discount's not worth it. You way overbuy. I'm way long granola right now because I can't get my tempo right. That like I can't. How do I do 2 every 3 weeks, 2 every 4 weeks? Yeah, the subscribe and save is a terrible decision.
Terrible move. You guys right here.
Mark is forcing himself to eat yogurt and granola parfaits every morning just because he needs to get rid of it.
No more granola.
Yeah. Look, Amazon's one of the more popular stocks, of course, on our watch list. I think it's traded pretty heavily by a lot of trend spread traders, those who are a bit more conservative. It pays a nice premium. Yeah, let's look at the charts here. So I know on this week on trend spread, it's paying about a 9% ROI, right? For the cat, I think it's $5 spread. So a $500 budget, you're getting $46 in premium. I just don't hate that. I'm curious to know.
Yeah. No, I like that too. I mean, the only hesitation that I would have going into this week is, I mean, look at this jump up, of course, fueled by the election last week and the market's just going bananas in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got, and we'll look at SPX in just a minute too, but I personally feel that we're gonna have a neutral-ish week this week. Everybody's kind of settling and have their opinions based on the outcome of the election at this point, and just based on the run up that we had last week, which I think by the end of the week equated to close to like 3% or maybe even higher than that. I think that we stand pretty neutral this week, if not pull back a little bit with some profit taking happening. But that's just my opinion. But before we get into all of that, there is an important topic about Amazon I wanted to ask you guys, and that's, are you guys believers in Prime Day? Because I believe Prime Day is a scam.
Well, I had my opinion on Prime Day, but if you're going to come here and educate me on the fact that it's
now, what's your opinion on it?
I don't think we go crazy on Prime Day like others do, but I'm certainly on Prime Day finding myself in the app. I'm surfing. I'm at least surfing.
You're looking for things as opposed to being like, I need new speakers. I hope they're on sale on Prime Day.
Yeah. I'm not prepping my buy list for Prime Day. What about you?
I think it's proven. I think Ben's right. I think it's been proven that it's a scam, that they actually will like mark up the prices in advance to mark them down, and that they like adjust their benchmarks so that it looks like much better deals than it actually is. I think they got caught doing that. They were caught doing that.
That's exactly what I heard too. I don't think it's all Amazon's fault though, because there's a lot of Amazon sellers out there that'll do that too. Maybe Amazon does it themselves as well, but there's definitely, and there's tools where you can go back and look at a listing's price. You can see the price gradually rise until Prime Day, and then boom, they cut it down 50% discount. But really, it's just back to the price it was 4 months ago.
I'd love to people, if you're in the comments and you have your experiences with Prime Day or the stock in general, let us know. Either throw it in the chat or text us, whatever. Maybe when is Prime Day? I feel like there's 5 Prime Days. I feel like there's 2 things that there just keeps getting more of every year, and it's Shark Weeks and Prime Days. I feel like there's 5 Shark Weeks a year, and there's at least 5 Prime Days. When is Prime Day? Because they do so many different things. When is it?
Isn't there one right around now or coming up soon?
Yeah,
would it be Cyber Monday? Like, is that is that Prime Day?
No. Amazon's got to come before Cyber Monday.
Okay, you're right.
I'm looking it up right now. Next Amazon Prime Day, I guess the most recent one was October 8th and 9th.
So they do this. It seems like they do this quarterly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. It's a scam. Well, so is everything else. What's not a scam? I mean, Black Friday, is there a bigger scam ever? I mean, I don't know. Believe me, Ben and I, for those who don't know, grew up in the same town. We went to high school together. Ben and I were at the mall. The Rockaway Mall at like midnight. We were at Best Buy and Target, just killing time as teenagers. But is Black Friday still a thing? Are still people rushing to the stores?
I think it's more Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
How's the stock market around those 2 days? Do we know? Do you guys know? I mean, I was talking about the Halloween effect a couple weeks ago about how, starting November 1st through, Q1 is when stocks typically perform. There's rationale behind that, and whether
Well, we could look into that. Excuse me, right now, and
go ahead.
And then we can get into our market analysis for the week. Look at some economic events coming up. So we were to look at this, we would need to look back into November of last year, right? So right around, I don't know what the date was last year, but it looks like pretty flat around wherever Black Friday would have been last year. So I would say there's probably minimal effect. I think that for a lot of, if you were to look at a retail brand, maybe you see a little bit of a pop, but I think that pop would probably come more around after they report their Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales, and then compare that to what the expectation was. And if they, if they sold more than they thought they would, maybe there would be a slight increase in price.
Yep. Interesting. Any other thoughts that we have on, by the way, great comments. Who waits for sales? I agree. Something's always on sale, right? And then Prime, I thought Prime Day was in July. Suddenly you're not wrong. Probably not wrong from what we're looking at here. But any other thoughts?
Prime Day usually is in July.
Okay.
I actually do have one more thought on Amazon. If we can pull up, I think I got a screen share.
Yeah. Let's get you up here.
So one of the things that makes Amazon, I think, trading kind of difficult is kind of displayed in this chart right here. And so this is a chart of the VRP in Amazon. And so VRP stands for variance or volatility risk premium. And it's how much the implied of the options is compared to how much it actually moves in the past. So as option sellers, like a lot of these our bots are, we're selling options for the most part. So we want to look for things that have positive VRP. That is where the implied that you are selling and collecting premium on is going to be less on average than what it actually moves over time. This is sort of like an abstract theoretical measure because at the end of the day, we have to put on spreads with strikes and whatnot. And so direction matters as much as anything. But, if you're going for like risk neutral trades or, even a trend spread, right? Like you're capturing premium and, you want that to exceed how much the stock moves. And so when I was saying Amazon's 25 vol, it feels like it moves more than that sometimes. And my personal experience with trading Amazon is you have to be pretty particular about your timing there because we see this VRP pop above and that's great for option sellers. But then, we have some times like in September when it's pretty low down there. And like we actually see the movements far outstripping the premium that you're collecting. So I think Amazon's not a set it and forget it stock that you can just kind of put on. Maybe a wheel, like for the delta aspect of it. I'm bullish on Amazon, in the long term for that reason. But, I think you need to be fairly particular when you're getting in and getting involved with Amazon.
Yeah. This is a great tool, Mark. Where can people find this tool?
So this is on my software platform that's called The Tape. And so if you go to demothethape.com, you can get a free preview of the different reports there. And then you can check out more details on my website, harvestedfinancial.com.
Awesome.
Demo the tape. That look right?
That does look right.
Okay.
Demothethape.com. Check that out. Can you plug in Walmart just to see what the report on Walmart here is?
Yeah. So, this was probably their earnings release. I don't have that mapped right here, but I suspect that kind of movement is what happens. But you see the magnitude of these are much smaller, right? Like Amazon was getting some extreme readings in like the 15-20% area. These are much more contained. And like to give an idea of like here, SPY is even more contained than that. And also more consistent too, generally. Like the indices tend to have much more stable VRP values where individual equities bounce around a lot. And this period in August when we sort of had that high volatility, more market movement, that's when we saw negative VRP in SPY. Whereas, the last month or so has been fairly stable. And this is kind of what the long-term average looks like. The long-term average in SPY is something like 1.8% positive. So
awesome.
the market that means if the market's implying a 15% move, you go to the at the money option in SPY and it says 15%. On average, SPY will realize 13% historical volatility.
This is a really cool tool.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
This is one of the indicators that I use when I'm making my selections for different bots, that I consider sort of what like the absolute volatility level is, but then how that level compares to what ends up realizing in those names. And you can do it on different time frames. And then this is just the close to close method. You can also focus on intraday volatility. So, there are a bunch of different ways to sort of slice that depending on what your time frame or objective might be.
Wow, that's excellent. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is great analysis. I would say maybe now wouldn't be a terrible time to just mention a refresher to anybody new to the show, our partnership. If you guys agree here, we have a new partnership here at PeakBot with Mark and Harvested Financial, offering professionally managed portfolios. So if you wanted to, you can get your investment account handled by a licensed professional, Mark. All you got to do is go to usepeakbot.com/harvested. That's just a pretty link we made for Mark's website here. All the information needed, even an article, a video, FAQs, and of course, just some basic information to get signed up. Of course, pricing there with the sliding scale. You can take an account as low as $10,000 and have it fully automated and managed for you with Harvested Financial and Mark here. So I'll shut up, Mark, or Ben, if you guys have anything you'd like to add here, please do.
No, that was a great intro. You covered all the bases, but yeah, essentially I mentioned that I'm using tools like this to make my bot selections. That's what I'm doing for my own account, and that's what I'm doing for client accounts too. And so as a registered investment advisor, I'll review sort of your objectives, what your risk tolerances might be, and make allocations within the different bots. So, what percent of the portfolio might be dedicated to condors or trend or wheel, but then also making some issue selections within that domain. So what are the best names for the wheel and how much should we allocate to, say, Bank of America versus Amazon versus Walmart? We might be looking at the VRP levels in SPY and say, SPY is better for condors now than QQQ. So we'll rebalance those allocations based on what your objectives are and what the market's doing. So check it out. There are a bunch of different FAQs there, but if you have any other questions, there's a nice big orange contact button at the bottom that I'd be happy to elaborate on any of these details.
Awesome. Cool. So you get the true unlimited power of man and machine through this arrangement that we've got set up here. I'm excited about this. I really like what we're both doing together here. And I will mention that we are slowly onboarding clients. So get yourself added to the wait list on this site. Use peakbot.com/harvest. It'll bring you to Mark's website, Harvested Financial's website. Join that wait list. We're onboarding about a dozen clients per week. And as the process smooths out a little bit, we'll be able to onboard more than that. But get yourself on that list. If you want to hop the list and get in basically now, bring a friend. Referrals go a long way here. To bring a friend and we'll bump you to the top of the list. You and your friend will get bumped to the top of the list. And you guys can get started having Harvested Financial manage your bots, manage your trading bots and your portfolio. So join that.
All handled right here on Tradier.
Yeah.
By the way,
Tradier.
yeah. You'll have a Tradier account if you don't already have one. And Mark and team will get you fully set up. So excellent. Very big value, filling a huge gap there for accounts that wouldn't normally be able to get the advisory help. So
cool. So let's get into the market analysis. I'll throw up the banner here, not financial advice. Everybody put your NFA hats on. But Mark, I'll let you kick us off this week, looking at SPY's charts, and then we'll go into economic events. What are your thoughts and feelings? How are you personally attacking the market this week coming out of a Donald Trump win from last week?
It's boring, but I try not to let the emotions of the market, the emotions of 6,000, the emotions of all-time high, the emotions of no more election get in the way here. I think there's just as much risk to the upside as there's to the downside. I think this market could easily continue climbing a wall of worry. There are plenty of reasons why there's exciting upside. And there's plenty of reasons why people are going to be taking profits. So, I think as always, that's kind of a mealy mouth financial advisor, like hedged statement on where the market's going. But, I think this market looks like any other market, and you should trade it as you would trade that. Trying to pick tops or bottoms, or does this bull run extend? Focus on the names you think are going to make sense. Focus on your risk profile. Keep those iron condors going. I think this is just another week in the market, and stay prepared.
Love that. Mark, we're going to have to get you a shirt that says, I am Iron Condor.
I used to have one that said sell the preem, collect the dream. But
Wow.
That got too many holes in it.
That's a good one.
Right now, I have in my Amazon, not in the cart, but I have the tabs up. There's a bullish hat, and there's a not financial advice hat that I'm looking at pulling the trigger on. But
Dillon, what are your thoughts on SPY this coming week?
Yeah, did you go down and look at the technical analysis just now? I'd like to see what it says. I know it's going to be pretty bullish. Yeah, hit the month. Look, for me, the layman, I don't go as in depth. I try not to overthink when I'm trading. When I see a technical analysis for a week and a month, even I know it's coming off the election and people are pretty bullish right now, at least in the short term. When there's not a single sell signal, I have a hard time not, just going with the trend here.
It's tough though right now, because of course the technicals are going to indicate
everything's above. Everything's above par. All right. As you go down, even hit the 4 hours or the 2 hours. I mean, I know we can't be making decisions on this, but I feel pretty good. I'll tell you this: since Mark, maybe a month ago, came on this show as a guest at the time and now host, and said iron condors till we die and don't turn them off. Not financial advice. It's my best bot by far right now. That iron condor, I'm running SPY, Qs, IWM, anywhere from 2 to 5 each per day. And I'm only, it's a $1 spread the way we have it set up, straddling the 25 delta. So we have a nice win rate. Our risk is very defined. We're looking to earn between $30 and $40, I'd say, on average per win. And you're only risking 100 anyway. So I feel good about the SPY. I'm keeping my condors on. I feel pretty good about the market. That's my analysis.
No, very good, very good. Yeah, I mean, I
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a sense of calm coming into this week. I don't know why. The SPY is up 0.25% to somewhere between 0.25% and 0.5% pre-market right now. I'm looking for SPY to stay between, call it 590 and 600 this week. I think 600 is a very big psychological factor for a lot of people, and there's probably going to be a lot of selling. Of course, that's just my opinion. I have no reason to back that up or fully get behind that. But if we look at the economic calendar for this coming week and filter for high importance events, nothing of high importance today, nothing of high importance tomorrow. We've got inflation data coming on Wednesday. We've got PPI and a Fed speech on Thursday. So quick note there, Dillon, we need to turn our 0DT bot off.
Yes.
Powell will be speaking on Thursday. And then we've got retail sales on Friday. So overall, the only real data that would sway me to turn iron condors on or off this week would be inflation data. And of course, Powell speaking. Powell is going to be speaking in the afternoon, it looks like. So I'll play into that day, but I might not play that day into the next day. So Thursday into Friday. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So as we're thinking about iron condors, and I know Silena was asking about this before, thoughts on iron condors this week. Woke up in the red today. Unfortunately, when there is a lot of movement and wide movement that we saw last week, we're going to hit some losers on iron condor, but it is a numbers game, right? Dillon said it before. Every iron condor we play, we're going to earn about $35 to $40 in premium after fees and after we close out each side of the iron condor as well, because we have to factor in that we're taking profit at 5 cents on each side. And then each loss is going to be somewhere around 65-ish cents after fees. So at that point, it just becomes a numbers game. You have to factor in the probability that that trade setup is going to win. But of course, if you're letting your bots trade for you, you don't need to worry about that. You just need to let it ride. We've got some numbers that we can share probably next week on just iron condor statistics. I don't have it prettied up right now, but it's in a spreadsheet. But the iron condor numbers have been looking pretty good since July. We've got some data, like I said, that we could probably share. But things are looking good. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about, of course, was our portfolios going into this week. And Dillon, we've been working on a model portfolio document that people could actually get access to. Now, you guys could get access to this if you want it. Just shoot us a message. Maybe Dillon throw our phone number up there. We can text this out to some people. But you could adjust this for however many dollars you have in your account. And this is, of course, by no means financial advice, but this is just how Dillon and I like to break out our portfolios and diversify our portfolios during different market conditions. So for me personally, I'm feeling a bit neutral this week, and I'm feeling, in terms of my personal risk level, moderate. So this might be how I divide out my 25K account here. I might put half of it into the wheel, a quarter of it into iron condors, which I've actually done. I've got to finish setting up my trend spreads for the week, and then just hold a little bit of cash just in case there's some midweek opportunity that I find that I want to pour my cash into. So this is a cool little tool that you can use to kind of help make your decisions on, what bots do I want to use this week, leverage this week, and then as it relates to going to our watch list and picking stocks, am I looking for bullish stocks? Am I looking for bearish stocks? Am I looking for neutral stocks? So I kind of land in the neutral, moderate category this week. Dillon, what about you?
Yeah, I was actually going to share my screen. For me, my risk levels also normally moderate, unbullish. I'm going to be pretty bullish in my portfolio. I'm going to share my screen now. I am playing some bear plays. I think I mentioned this earlier in the show. Here's my actual portfolio, and this is associated with this Tradier account here. So you can see all of my actual trades. Only one leg of one of my condors is in the money right now. Yeah, this account's been doing really well and screaming for me as of late. We were down under 17,000 just about a month or two ago. So we're doing really well here. For my actual portfolio, not financial advice, but here's my updates. Going into the election, I turned off my wheel. Probably the only week of an entire year or number of years that I'll do that. I just had no idea what was going to happen, but I turned it back on Walmart and Bank of America. So on an 18.5K account, you can see a majority of my cash is allocated toward the wheel on two boring stocks that I know are going to collect premium. I have not been assigned on Walmart or Bank of America one time since I started trading it. Trend spread, I kept a couple of these active, but I've upped the ante. Ben, I'm doing something you never see me do, trading through an earnings report on Shopify.
Whoa.
I had 2 last week. I added 2 more this week. If we take a look at the position, it is a wide spread, way wider than it would normally be. I'm just trying to stay above 80. Right now, we're well out of the money, but it's still early. So right now, the position.
What day is earnings?
I think it is tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. I can maybe pull it up on the watch list here.
I got it. It's it's tomorrow.
tomorrow. So, I looked at that chart. I felt good enough about it to just keep it rocking, not to kill too much time here. But
so we got a hefty straddle in this, though, like the 87 straddle, although we're already up to 89 pre-market, it looks like.
Yeah.
87, 89 straddle is like almost a $12 straddle, like an 11.50 straddle. So
yeah, that's a lot of expected movement there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm playing it. This is my portfolio. Other than that, I mean, Nike bearish to me, easiest play there is, not financial advice. This chart is just so terrible. Love me some Nike too, but this stock is just landslide, really. So that's bearish. But Dell, I'm bullish on. I added 2 spreads there, and then I'm doing 2 condors each on SPY, QQQ, and IWM. I'm almost utilizing all my cash here outside of like a couple $100. I'm invested. I'm not leaving much on the bench right now. That's me right now. I might make some pivots to this with trend spread at some point, but pray for me for good Shopify earnings tomorrow. They've finished above expected earnings like at least 3 out of the last 3, 4 out of the last 4. So I feel good about it. That's my portfolio.
Very cool. All right, sweet. I think that just about does it for us. Starting next week, we are going to introduce a new segment, and happy to get some feedback from anybody that's still hanging around here listening. We want to bring some form of educational benefit to this show and keep it entertaining, of course. But we want to, we know that there's a lot of, we'll call it people new to trading options in the market, and people that are just getting involved in trading bots. We know trading bots is relatively new for the retail trader. So we want to do our best and educate the public here on different terms that are used, on different basic strategies that we do, and all of the components of those strategies. So our thoughts were, we'll have a fun little segment where we pick a term each week, and we'll just go through what that term means and how it's used in practice, and how we could apply it to what we do to set up our automated portfolios, or what we do to actually manually trade. So if anybody has ideas on different topics they'd like to see covered, shoot us a text or just throw it in the comments here. We'll be looking for that. But we'll make sure that we cover all of the basics of options in general before we move into anything fancy. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel great about it. I think I have our first topic. It's stonks.
Stonks?
Yeah. Now, I think that's great. We do coaching ourselves, but I think coming into this, sharing a little tidbit here and there is going to be really helpful, especially with Mark on the line here. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff we can dig into here.
Cool. So we will get organized on our end. And of course, as mentioned, if you guys have any topics that you want us to cover sooner rather than later, send them over. We will cover them. And I think we'll even clip out those parts of the show and post them separately.
Excellent. We may have had a comment. I'm not sure. To what extent do you think the option delta as a probability?
Maybe we'll start there next week, Doug. Tune in.
Delta's a great conversation to have. That might be multiple segments.
I love that conversation. So yeah.
All right.
Let's start with that.
Also, if you have a suggestion on a stock that we should cover for Stocks in Real Life next week, let us know. We've done Walmart, Lululemon, Amazon. I don't think we've hit any others yet. But if you have a suggestion on Stocks in Real Life that you'd like us to cover next week, go ahead and either throw it in the chat here live, message us. You got our phone number, and we'll go from there. We good, gentlemen?
I'm good. Yeah. 15 minutes to the bell. Let's get the people on their way.
Excellent. Mark, as always, thank you so much for being here with us today. Great show, gentlemen. Over 730 total viewers. Although I will say most of them come from Twitter, but our commentary The social chat, YouTube. So thank you, YouTube viewers. I think that's it. We'll see. Ben and I will be live with Thomas on Friday at 11:55 a.m. Eastern for some hands-free trading, some PeakBot picks, a lot of other things. And as always, again, happy Veterans Day to everybody, and see you at the peak. Take care, everyone.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.